Hi, I hope everyone is having a wonderful summer. Here, the Abrams family, we're getting ready for our upcoming twins bar mitzvah. And God willing, there's going to be a big drive-through for all of our friends who we can't have in person. But I figured, usually when there's a simcha, during the time of the simcha, everyone's always so crazily busy, just making sure all the details are ready, and we don't have time to actually reflect upon the simcha. And I think one thing that the pandemic has taught us all is to just enjoy the basics, enjoy a walk around the block, enjoy riding with your kids. So I have twins bar mitzvah. It's given me time to really think. So I just want to share with you some ideas. Some of it you'll see actually in print. Some of it will be what I'm sharing with you. And bar mitzvah, what is it? What is a bar mitzvah? So it occurred to me, I was once teaching a kid for his bar mitzvah, and I don't know where I had heard it, but he asked me the question, he goes, 13 years old, that's when I'm becoming a man? Why don't we do it when we're like 18, or 21, 25? What do you mean a 13-year-old's becoming a man? And at the moment, it occurred to me, what happens at 13? We know that the body begins to mature. And I said to him, I think the explanation is, and I found later that that's actually the accurate source to it, that just as the body matures at 13 or 12 or whatever it is around that age, that's the body maturing, and so too spiritually, the neshama, the soul, is maturing. It's going to become a man in the sense that, yes, indeed, you, my children, who are becoming bar mitzvah, a bar mitzvah boy is now taking on responsibility. And that's what it's all about. It's also given me a time to think about my bar mitzvah, reflect upon where I was at my bar mitzvah. I was moving from Cleveland to Minneapolis at that time, and I remember with my mother, being very involved with the details of making a theme. Her name is Shlomo, so there was a Shlomo HaMelech theme going on. And I also remembered hearing stories about my father's bar mitzvah, but he grew up in Atlanta and did not grow up religious, but he became very close with his rabbi, Rabbi Emanuel Feldman, world famous rabbi, and Rabbi Emanuel Feldman encouraged him to start his Jewish education and his journey, which he did with the support of his parents, which was pretty wild if you think about it. Back in the 50s, late 50s, he went to Baltimore and had a Jewish education in a yeshiva, even though he did not come from an observant background. And now, thank God, we just celebrated my nephew, his grandson's wedding in Eretz Yisrael, and he has grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and it all started with those conversations that he had when he was 13 years old to take that big plunge at the time and go off to Baltimore to study. And it's a time not only to think about our past, but also think about the potential, the future that our children have, and we as parents, my responsibility is to make sure to nurture that. Just end off recently, this past week or two, there was a great rabbi, his name is Rabbi Steinsaltz, and he passed away in his 80s, and he was a man who did not grow up with the Jewish background, but he, as a teenager, became more involved with the Jewish education and his Jewish roots, and in his lifetime, he took on a massive task to translate and to create a commentary for the Talmud. It took him 45 years. And along with that, he also wrote and printed over 60 books on all different aspects of Judaism with one main goal in mind, taking Judaism and making it relevant. And I think about that and I realize, wow, I'm looking at my children, my boys who were twins, what a blessing that we had, and think about my past and the potential for their future. Have a wonderful Shabbos, and we look forward to seeing each and every one of you on the drive-by, God willing, September 7th. Have a good Shabbos.